Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
I started a little bit of Skyrim for like about the same amount of time I normally play Skyrim before dropping it because I get bored. But I tried it again, and I tried to do like the whole modded Skyrim thing. So like, I had to download this manager that was called Vortex, and it like you download like 35,000 mods, and like automatically sorts them and does all that for it. And like it ended up looking like a little bit nicer and like a little bit more spells, but like it really didn't do much for like the fucking 300 gigs of space it took up. So I was like, all right, I played Doctor Doom with this. I got some Doctor Doom screenshots. I'm over it now. So I just deleted it earlier today. But I gave it a go. I was telling Meezy in the server about, because he's a big Skyrim guy. I was like, look, I tried. This game's just not for me, man. Every like 5 or 6 years I've tried Skyrim, and it just isn't for me.
That's interesting.
I'm not an Elder Scrolls guy in general, but Skyrim and Oblivion I remember I used to play a lot of back in like, God, that would have been like middle school, high school age, but it was a good time. Yeah, that
seems like that was the era for people.
Yeah, I mean, to this day, like, unironically, without skipping a beat, my friends and I will still make arrow to the knee jokes. Like, it just never left our system.
The fucking Jarl Balgruuf fucking YouTube videos and shit. It was legendary.
Yeah.
It was a very, very specific era.
Good time. I mean, and that was also, I feel like, kind of the heyday of people buying a console and having games that they would play hundreds of hours in that felt like they were kind of rewarding in a way that just doesn't feel like it exists anymore.
Have you guys seen that they're already lining up for the fucking PlayStation 6?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which like life cycle wise it makes sense, but because of COVID and because of the games it sucked the whole time. It's like we didn't even get the console gen. It's awful.
I feel like we're legitimately in the worst era of gaming we've ever been in right now. Like everything takes 7 years to make, and it's like a fraction of the content, because we've just pushed it so far with the level of detail that any kind of game requires is so bloated and unnecessary. You've got developers spending 30 weeks on like a hair texture instead of making a fucking game. I was talking with someone about, you know, like the movie tie-in game for like the original Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where they just had a whole fucking Green Goblin campaign. They just snuck that shit in there for the fun of it, fully voiced and everything. You'd never be able to do that anymore. Like, you'd never be able to just be like, oh, by the way, here's a secret character that has their own story mode. Go for it, you know? Like, I feel like we've gone too far. It's never going to go back. But there was a real sweet spot. I feel like a balance between, like, graphic fidelity and, like, the amount of content and how long it took to make. And we've just gotten so far away from that. It feels like we're never going to get everything we took for granted, like handholds and stuff. Like, I think the Switch is a really cool invention, but I'll never forgive it for losing like DS games and like 3DS games, and like, how nice that was to have in between big releases is you'd get a bunch of handheld games that were smaller size and more like kind of, I don't know, just like it was a nice little thing to take the edge off a bit, and those going and with NES having that thing is just like, it all adds up and makes me sad.
It's all part of the bigger problem with gaming, where everything has to be like this contained ecosystem. Like, it's the Fortnite effect. Everything has to be like Fortnite. And Fortnite is like one watershed moment of everything bad with gaming. Hot take, I think genuinely, if you just talk about all of the bad things about gaming today that you just listed off, you can make a compelling argument that I would heavily agree with, that PS5 Spider-Man 2 is one of the worst video games of all time. because every bad thing about gaming today is just that game.
I
Damn.
still haven't played which is insane because I fucking love the first one. And I love the
There's
Miles
nothing
Morales
to
game.
play. There's
I've
nothing
had
to
zero
play.
interest. Yeah, I've had zero. It's a fucking Spider-Man game, man, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. That's really tragic. It's got fucking Venom. It's got Kraven. It's got all my shit. I just don't care.
There's nothing to... The campaign is non-existent. Everything about the game was like, don't worry, you're gonna get DLC. And then you never got the fucking DLC. And it's hardly a step above the first game in terms of, like, intuitive mechanics. And when you get past that, when you get past just like, okay, I can do the same swinging just slightly better. But now there's the fact that I can beat the whole thing in a matter of 2 days, and now there's nothing. And it took all those years to develop. It's absolute bullshit. And it cost $70.
Maybe this is why. Like, I thought I was just getting like old. Maybe games just suck, and
No,
I just
they do.
like didn't realize it as I was like just getting over it. I was like, just don't have the time for gaming anymore. Maybe they just sucked, and I wasn't realizing it because I'd like watch,
100%.
I'd watch like Let's Players. I'm like, oh man, that looks so fun. And this is why I went and got like a Switch because they announced Mario Maker 2, and I tried playing it. And I'm like, and this isn't fun though. Like, it's fun to watch someone, but it's not fun to do. What the fuck happened?
So much of like the Fortnite effect is like everything has to be like just bare bones enough that you can keep adding tie-ins on top of it. But it also has to appeal to a certain kind of gamer that's going to make the advertising for you. There was a video about this a couple years ago when Modern Warfare 3, the remaster of it, came out, and this guy was saying like the big problem with Modern Warfare now is Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, they know that their player base are the Warzone people, the people that only play on Warzone. And the reason that that's their player base is those are the people who do all the streaming, who have all the Twitch accounts, who do all of the influencer stuff. So everything about the game is tailor-made to Warzone. But the problem is, when you do that, the diversity of gameplay that kind of naturally has to exist with a game that has different kinds of guns goes away entirely. So everything fires like a BB gun. Everything is super mid-range or close range. Everything about the experience is you have to run really quickly, shoot really quickly, and then run away, to the point where it homogenizes the playing experience so badly that multiplayer zombies, it doesn't matter what you're playing, you're just playing discount Warzone, unless you're playing Warzone, which is just the same thing except with a different name. It's abysmal. I got a PS5 a couple years ago, and I do kind of regret spending money on that piece of shit.
Man, that's crazy. Oh.
It's rough. It's rough. I use it to play DVDs at this point. It's a DVD player.
Which is kind of what I ran into with the PS3 is like I thought about getting a PS4 when it was first coming out, and I'm like, maybe. But I was realizing like I sometimes play games, but most of the time I'm just playing collections of the PS2 games that I grew up loving. And
exactly.
When I'm not doing that, it's the fucking Netflix machine.
Right. It's the thing you watch stuff on, or it's the thing that you play old games on. And if that's all it's going to do, then what the fuck's the point? You might as well get a refurbished PS2.
I remember I was talking to my friend Andrew. This was probably like over a year ago now. Because he and I are like really close together on birthdays. I'm the 10th, he's the 16th of November. And so he texts me, happy birthday, and we're just like shooting the shit, catching up. And I, like, somehow or other, we got onto gaming things. He's like, yeah, man, I went and bought myself a PS5 as like a birthday present to myself. And then it just sat in my car for a week, and I decided to just take it back. I couldn't even commit to it. I'm like, man, it's so crazy. Because I remember, we used to, like, go to the video game store, like, almost weekly, because it was just a short bike ride away. And we'd get, like, a new game and just, like, lock in all weekend and play it and 100% that shit together. And, like, constantly complain at each other. And, like, so many funny memories and stories from that time. And now it's just like, you can't fucking do that. Like,
No.
not even just if you don't have the time, just like they don't make games quick enough to do that anymore.
They don't make games quick enough to do that, and like the kind of unique eccentricities of games that you discover with friends just aren't a thing anymore. You know, like I remember even like shitty games like Army of Two. My friend and I, we would play that game every weekend, days on end. We would try to do the quickest times through the levels. We'd have the golden guns. We would like be like, okay, now you take as many as you can, and I'll just keep reviving you, and then we'll switch out. Like there would be so many ways to play that game, to interact with it on a different level that took advantage of the social dynamic and the gameplay. That just doesn't fucking exist anymore. Like, what are you gonna do now? You're gonna hop on Fortnite and Goku's gonna fire an AK-47 at Lady Gaga, and then next week it's gonna be Sabrina Carpenter shooting guns at Naruto, and that's it. It's just a content mill. There's nothing fun happening anymore.
Damn. Alfie, you're like the bigger gamer though, because like you still hop on like streams with people and stuff now.
Yeah.
And it's just, is it just the social thing, or do you actually enjoy any of the games anymore?
It's still fun. So a lot of it is because a lot of like those multiplayer kind of like no fort games I'm not particularly into, but Aaron likes them, my friends like them and stuff, so like I'll play on with them and I'll have a good time with like friends and stuff, but they're not things that I'll play solo. I used to, when I was younger, I used to be very big into like competitive video games, like ranked and stuff. So like anything with like a ranked fighting game system or like Overwatch ranked. I got to like Grandmaster and Overwatch. I was very big into that. And Marvel Rivals is kind of like the new version of that game, but it's like they speed ran all the problems that Overwatch took like 5 years to fall off. They did it in like the course of 2 months to get all the same fucking issues. So like it feels like Steve was saying, it feels like everything is the content, everything's about like, hey, here's this new skin, but they're not about giving you like an entertainment experience or something. So kind of the same way I'm doing with movies, what I'm looking at now with games is I'm trying to go back to the stuff that I've missed. You'll be now like one of the things on the list that you've recommended me is the Jack series and stuff, because I never played Jack and Daxter before.
Jack and Ratchet. Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank were just like, I invested hours, like years of my life into those games. I swear to God.
Jack 2 is still top 5 video games of all time, in my opinion. It's so good.
And the fact that like people are like, oh, it's just Grand Theft Auto for babies, and I'm like, yeah,
no,
but that's what made it cool.
It's so much cooler than that, though.
That's just like one aspect of it.
A lot of the Nintendo, because I'm the fucking Sonic guy, so I spent a lot of my childhood being like, Nintendo fucking sucks, fuck you, not playing any of the things. Like I played a couple things here and there. So now what I'm doing is I'm doing my best to go through the Nintendo stuff. So I went through Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Crystal recently, which was really good. I'm playing Link to the Past right now, which has been really good as well. Like, and those are nice on like the handheld thing when I'm helping Erin at like the barn when she's doing the horse stuff. I can just sit down and hop on the handheld, and it just makes me think like, oh man, I miss when you had a fucking handheld game you could complete realistically in like a night. If you had like just a straight go, I was like, oh, that was nice. You could just have a whole experience, and then you didn't have to sink 40 hours into just one fucking video game or something like that. Like, but if you wanted to, there was the option for that as well. So like, there's just a lot of balance that makes me nostalgic. But yeah, I still play games. I still enjoy them, but it definitely is a weaker era for me as well. And it's something that I am mostly doing just to hang out with friends and talk to people than for the sake of the game itself.
Yeah.
The thing about the handheld too is like, I like the Switch. I think in general the Switch is a pretty good console, but man, I miss the days when you can just collapse your Game Boy SP and put it in your pocket. Like, what happened to those?
Yeah, man. You just put that shit down, you fucking turn the power off, or you just keep it on and you just
keep it on. You just keep the sphere.
And it lasted forever because it was just they made that shit fucking run. That you could have the battery charged for a week and you didn't have to charge it again. It
no, it was that. It was the fact that like the handhelds had like all this versatility where you could play them with friends, you could play them on your own, you could take them with you, you could pack them, they lasted forever. And the sheer variety of games you had on the Game Boy and the PS2, you don't have that anymore. Like, name like 10 games for the PlayStation 5. And then try to name 30 for the PS2, and I bet you get through close to 40 with PS2 before you get to 10 with PS5.
It's easily. It's easy.
Easy.
Oh, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, because like I can count on one hand the number of games I've played on my PS5. It's just atrocious, man.
Damn. All right. Well, we've been going for a hot minute, so we should probably get into the episode itself.
This should have been the topic.
Yeah, it really should have been. It's funny, I've been recording it for like the whole time just because I thought we were going to start sooner. You care if I just post? Has anyone said anything cancelable? Can I just post that as like a mini episode?
I think we're venting too much.
No, people. I think people like to hear that. I think most people actually really heavily agree with this, so I'd say go for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll post that as a
feel
mini
free.
episode. Alright, thanks for watching, blah, 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 do the thing. Alright, anyway. So, hi everyone.
A handheld geeky gentleman.
Yeah.